We've seen moments of sheer brilliance. We've seen agonizing misses. We've seen very costly mistakes. And we've seen last gasp thrillers. And we're only 1/4 of the way through the tournament. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 4th quiz in the ProQuizzin League Battle of the Youth. This quiz is on leaders and personalities. I'm Dhruv Mukherjee, and I'm joined for this quiz by Shamannoy Banerjee. Hello, Shamannoy.
Hello, Dhruv. How has the excitement kept you?
Oh, like I said, those last gasp thrillers have kept me right on the edge of the seat. I can only imagine what it will be to watch it for the first time.
Of course.
Well, before we get to the big leaders, the famous ones, let's take a look at the leaders in the points table. We've already seen 3 weeks of quizzing, and at the end of it, the Bengaluru Aces are leading the table with 17 points. The Ahmedabad Intellects with 13 points right behind them. Then 2 teams on 10 points, the Chennai Erudites and the Kolkata Wizards. Mumbai Geeks with 9 points, and currently in 6th place, the Delhi Brainiacs with 7 points. All that could change today. Let's take a look at the 6 people who will go head-to-head in the Leaders and Personalities quiz. Representing the Bengaluru Aces, Shubhadeep Sarkar. Representing the Chennai Erudites today, Sagar Agarwal. The home team today is the Kolkata Wizards, fronted by Bishayan Bhattacharya. Then you've got Ankur Ghosh of the Delhi Brainiacs, Meet Shah of the Ahmedabad Intellects, and the Mumbai Geeks led by Aditya Narayan Sen. All 6 of them new faces. They haven't quizzed in any of the 3 episodes before, but unfortunately, there's no time to do any sort of learning. They've got to hit the ground running. Without further ado, Shabanai, let's introduce the viewers to the rules, as always, of round 1.
Yes, Dhruv. Okay, so the round 1 of ProQuizzin League Battle of the Youth is indeed the Knives Out. Each team, as usual, gets 1 direct question, 3 clues per question. If you get it right on the first clue, you get 150. If you get it right on the second, you get 100. And if you get it right on the third clue, you get a plus 50. This round doesn't pass, but if a team is supremely confident of their guess, they can, of course, use the 2x card and they can go ahead from the other teams very early in the quiz. What say, Dhruv?
Well, we've already seen some amazing moments regarding the 2x card. We've seen a team take it, confidently use it and miss it, and then follow it up on the very next question with a successful use. And that's, of course, the home team today, the Kolkata Wizards. Are we going to see more of those? Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to the first question of the first round of Knives Out in the ProQuizzin League Battle of the Youth. All right, for the Bengaluru Aces, your question on screen now. In 1958, I narrowly survived an assassination attempt when Izola Ware Curry plunged a 7-inch letter opener into my chest. We start on a gruesome note.
It is. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, can I take a guess? Gerald Ford.
He says Gerald Ford is the incorrect answer. Second clue. Although Chris and Michael, my pastor father changed my name to that of a German spiritual trailblazer. Should be easy now, Shabannoy.
Absolutely, and I believe Shubhadeep would score 100 here. Let's see.
Martin Luther King. Junior.
He says Martin Luther King and quickly adds Junior. And he's absolutely right. 100 points. And the Bengaluru Aces are up and running. Over to the Chennai Erudites for their direct. Question 2 coming up on your screen now. Well, of course, there was a third clue there, Shabannoy. My speech in which I insisted my nation to give us the ballot positioned me at the forefront of the civil rights leadership. That really, of course, would have made it a sitter.
Yes, fortunately for the Bengaluru Aces, they got it right in the second clue and they start off with 100 points. Over to Sagar Agarwal from Chennai Erudites. Dhruv, take it away.
All right, first clue coming up on the screen for Sagar and the Chennai Erudites. Despite being 95, I've created a breed of dog and sent 50,000 Christmas cards every year.
Okay, leaders and personalities. 90 years old. That is kind of a clue, maybe.
That's quite a CV.
Sagar is thinking hard.
Is it Santa Claus? Just a guess.
Say Santa Claus. Santa Claus would be older, I believe. My moment under the sun began in 1953 while being watched by a TV audience of 20 million people.
Is it Roger Bannister?
Roger Bannister, he says, he's gone to the world of sports. No, I've been served by 14 prime ministers, including Churchill, Thatcher, and more recently Boris Johnson.
Queen Elizabeth II.
50 points. He finally gets it right, from Santa Claus to Roger Bannister to the Queen of England. And I think he'll be cursing himself, Shaman. Should have got that earlier, I guess, with the second clue.
Yeah. So this goes to Vishayan from Kolkata Wizards. Dhruv.
I was born in 1933 in Shantiniketan, where the Kovi Guru himself gave me my immortal name.
I'll double on this. This is Amartya Sen.
But the Kolkata Wizards are the masters of the double. This is the third time they're using it, and they're right. It is indeed Amartya Sen. So, very early use of the double in the third question of the quiz itself, Shaman.
Yes, absolutely. And I think there was a slight clue as well in the question that says immortal. Amartya, of course, meaning immortal. And there are other two clues as well. Dhruv, please care to read it.
Well, you got the Bengal famine of 1943, which left a lasting impression on me. And of course, the Nobel Prize for Economics. Should have certainly given it away.
Yes.
Fourth question of the first round coming up on your screen. This is for Ankur Ghosh and the Delhi Brainiacs. Born on Christmas Day, I was imprisoned for 23 days for participating in the Quit India movement.
Next clue.
No time wasted. He wants the next clue. During the general elections of 1957, I contested from 3 constituencies with vastly different results. One from Balrampur, finished runner-up in Lucknow, and forfeited my deposit in Mathura.
Next clue.
No time wasted again. Wants the third clue for 50 points. I was the first Indian to deliver a speech in my native tongue at the UN General Assembly.
Vajpayee. Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee is indeed the right answer. 50 simple points over there, Shaman. Quick to pass and quick to answer. And that means, before we know it, we're in the 5th question of this round. Meet Shah and the Ahmedabad Intellects. Your direct coming up on screen now. An engineering grad from King Abdul Aziz University, I was the 17th of 52 children of a construction magnate.
Quite a family there, Dhruv.
Quite a family. And
next clue, please.
he wants us next clue. In 1988, I founded the base to further my global agenda that I began pursuing during the Soviet-Afghan War.
Next clue, please.
He's gone for the third clue. In the early morning hours of 2nd May 2011, I met my end inside a fortified compound in Abbottabad.
Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden, it is indeed. For Shaman, when we say leaders and personalities, we mean of all kinds, without prejudice.
Indeed. Everybody deserves to be in the quiz, and the base literally means Al-Qaeda. That was a clue. Now goes to the Mumbai gigs. Dhruv, take it away.
Aditya's question. My dad believed that my defiant spirit came from my great-great-great-great-grandfather, Patrick Lynch, who emigrated from Ireland to Argentina in the 1700s.
Is it Che Guevara?
Well,
Wow.
you've got to be some personality if someone knows your great-great-great-great-grandfather. It is indeed Ernesto Che Guevara. 150 points over there. Let's take a look at the other two clues, Shaman. Qualified doctor, rugby lover, asthma patient, amateur biker. My short, sharp nickname is an interjection akin to saying dude, mate, or pal.
Yeah, that was a reference to Che. And of course, Aditya Narayan scores a huge 150 in the first clue. It's a quad show there from the Mumbai gigs. I think the round is over and we'll take a look at the scores. Dhruv, what are the scores now?
Well, it's good to see all the teams are off the mark. You've got 3 teams on 50, the erudites, the brainiacs, and the intellects. You've got the aces on 100. You've got the geeks on 150. And with an impressive use of the double card, the 2x card, the Kolkata Wizards in the lead currently with 300 points. All right, we're done and dusted with the first round. Let's not waste any time. And let's go into the second round where Sham and I will explain to you how the stakes get much, much higher and the scores get much bigger.
Indeed, the round 2 is lock and load. 6 questions clockwise, 1 direct for each team. This round passes and it passes with differential scoring. So for the direct question, you get a plus 100, but per pass, 100 plus 50 into number of passes. So potentially, if somebody gets it direct and it moves all the way to the 16th, the 6th person can actually go for a 350 points, which can change the way the quiz is going to be played. Dhruv, let's take a look at the first question. This round to move clockwise. This will be direct for the Bengaluru Aces.
All right. The Bengaluru Aces, Shobhadeep Sarkar. This future head of state was accused of illegal campaign funding and spreading false rumors about his opponents, among other things. By 1950, his opponents started calling him Tricky Dick because of these dirty tricks. Which leader with an unimpeachable reputation is this? Beautifully worded question.
Richard Nixon.
And a beautifully worded answer over there. This is indeed Tricky Dick, Richard Nixon, calm and collected, as he normally isn't, by the way. Shubhadeep Sarkar is known to wear his heart on his sleeve, his breast pocket, and his collar. For now, he's calm and collected. And the second question to Sagar Agarwal on your screens. During his 21-year-long career as one of the most powerful figures in the world, who has appeared around wild animals, from tigers to polar bears, at the wheel of all kinds of vehicles, from a military vessel to a strategic bomber, fighting on tatami and riding on horseback, but strangely, almost never with his family?
Is it Narendra Modi?
He says Narendra Modi is the wrong answer. Passes to the Kolkata Wizards now for 150 points.
I'll guess Mikhail Gorbachev.
Gorbachev, wrong, for 200 points to the Brainiacs.
Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir Putin is indeed the right answer. 200 points snuffled up by Ankur Ghosh and the Delhi Brainiacs. That's a very good answer. And now, pressure on the Wizards. Vishayon, you're direct. Chennai's Vasanta Press Road gets its name from the printing facility of an organization which, though founded in New York, had its world headquarters here. How did the name Vasanta come about? So, of course, one of those questions where the answer would have to be either you know it or you come up with a well worked out creative answer, Shamunai.
Yes, and I think the name itself probably is a reference to the same.
Yeah, so I'll say maybe this is the press owned by VV Giri. So Vasanta.
So he chooses the V to stand for Vasanta in VV Giri. Good guess, but wrong. Passes to the Brainiacs.
Sorry. Yeah,
Can
pass.
I pass?
Yeah.
The Brainiacs pass. Over to the Intellects.
No, pass.
They pass to Kicks.
I'd say Nehru. I'd say Nehru. Jawaharlal.
He's gone for the Nehru Connect. That's also a quiz
I
in
think
chestnut.
Jawaharlal Nehru.
Not Nehru. Passes to the Aces.
My guess would be VK Krishna Menon. So V of VK Krishna Menon.
Another good guess, but the wrong one again. Now to the Editors for 350 points. Home team.
Yeah, Vasant. Is it related to Time? Time magazine.
The Chennai Erudites missed the answer on Chennai's Vasant Press Road. Let's take a look at the answer now. I think our viewers are going to love this answer, Shamunai, because it's a beautiful piece of quizzing trivia. The answer is, it's none other than a Sanskritized version of Annie Besant and the Theosophical Society. What a lovely question that was, Shamunai.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, Theosophical Society founded in New York, but its world headquarters shifted to Chennai by Annie Besant. From Besant, we get Vasanta. Okay.
All right, question 4 to the Brainiacs. The Congo Free State, as it was known, was free only in name. It became the personal property of King Leopold II, made possible largely by the efforts of someone he commissioned to explore the region. By buying off local tribes for a pittance and duping them into signing away their lands, the gentlemen, so-called, requisitioned massive portions for Leopold, creating the Congo Free State. Who was this personality? Perhaps best known for a presumption. So these little hints thrown in to delight the viewer, to help the participants.
Okay, so this will be direct for Ankur. Ankur trying to think hard, trying to work out the clues given. Let's see what he has to say.
Odds.
Passes now to the Intellects.
I will guess Mahatma Gandhi.
Gandhi is wrong, passes to the geeks.
Is it Livingstone?
It is Livingstone. So wrong, it passes to Shubhadeep Sarkar and the aces.
Yeah, my guess is Idi Amin.
Idi Amin, wrong country. Chennai erudites.
No answer.
The stakes get higher.
And for 350 with the Wizards.
I'll say Horatio Nelson.
Horatio Nelson. Okay, a bit of a left field guess there. 2 questions consecutively pass out. Let's take a look at the answer. Someone said David Livingstone. He should have just gone for the other person, the presumer, Henry Morton Stanley, who said the words Dr. Livingstone, I presume.
Aditya was very, very close, but no cigar, as they say. No points to him. The next question goes to the Ahmedabad Intellects. Let's see the question.
All right. Meet Shah's Direct in February 2021 with a foreword by Rajmohan Gandhi and a blurb by Malala Yousafzai, among others. An autobiography translated from the original Pashto by former Pakistani civil servant and author Imtiaz Ahmad Sahibzada was published. Which leader of the servants of God was thus brought out in English for the first time?
Geographical clue there. A very telltale important thing from what I see.
Is it Jawaharlal Nehru?
Nehru is a very popular guess, but it's wrong again. The geeks.
It is Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan.
And he says Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan is absolutely right. What an excellent grab of 150 points there by the geeks.
And he doesn't miss this time.
And a direct now for the Mumbai geeks on your screen now. Close to 2 centuries ago, Syed Ahmad Musawi Hindi left India after his family had migrated to Oudh from a different country. His grandson too used the term Hindi, signifying from India, as a takallus for some of his ghazals. Who was this grandson? This is a direct for the Mumbai geeks and Aditya Narayan Sen.
So this is 2 centuries ago from now, right?
He seems to have a bit of a confusion there.
Thinking hard is ANS, as he's popularly called, Aditya Narayan Sen.
Shubhadeep seems excited for some reason.
Okay, I'm telling it. Is it Wajid Ali Shah?
Wajid Ali Shah would be an expected guess. The wrong one.
This is Ayatollah Khomeini.
What an answer. One of the answers of the quiz for sure. Ayatollah Khomeini. Well done. 150 points to the Bengaluru Aces. And he can barely contain himself. He's doing a brilliant job of containing himself. That was a lovely question and a lovely answer, Shaman Noy.
Yes, indeed. Khomeini writing ghazals. What are the chances? But with that, we come to the end of 2 rounds. Dhruv, what are the scores?
Well, the erudites and the intellects are still on 50. Right now, we've got 250 to the Brainiacs and the Wizards and the Geeks on 300. And in the lead now, after the second round, are the Bengaluru Aces with Shubhadeep Sarkar. All right. It's going back and forth as predicted, as it happens in every single episode of the Battle of the Youth. Everyone needs a breather. Everyone needs a break. Let's take a strategic timeout for 2 minutes. Allow the players to refresh themselves, gather themselves. You grab a quick breather, and we'll see you in 2 minutes with the last 2 rounds of the Leaders and Personalities quiz. Welcome back, everyone. It's a close fight at the top with teams clustered around the 300-350 mark, but there are lots and lots of points still available for all the teams from the last 2 rounds of the quiz. Let's not waste any time. Shamanai, tell us what the third round is going to be.
Yes, Dhruv, the third round as it is the don't shoot the messenger. The messenger being, of course, our guest quizmaster for today. 6 2-share question. If you get it correct in the first attempt without any clue, you get a plus 200. But you can ask for a hint and you get a plus 100 with that. There's an accompanying picture in every question. There's an accompanying visual. Of course, like the first round itself, there is a possibility of a 2x card. This round passes. So Kolkata Wizards is the home team here and they will tell us in which way they want this round to go. Well, Dhruv, let's meet our guest quizmaster for the day.
Indeed, as you've seen from the first 3 quizzes, we get a celebrity, an influencer to come and share questions via video call for each of the third rounds of the quizzes. Let's take a look at who it is today. This is the former sheriff of Kolkata and journalist Utpal Chatterjee Shamonnoy, a very, very prominent personality in Kolkata circle, and he's also played the role of Vladimir Lenin in the year 2004 on stage. Could you believe that?
Wow, that is quite a beautiful trivia, if I may say. We had put it in the quiz and you were sharing a delightful nugget on Lenin, and of course, Utpal Chatterjee playing Vladimir Lenin. That's quite something. So let's see what he has in store.
You can see the resemblance there as well. All right, let's see. Utpal Chatterjee, of course, is famous for his perfect pronunciation and diction. It'll be a pleasure to hear from him. All right, let's take a look at the first question of the third round. And this time, the home team, which is the Kolkata Wizards, have chosen that it go anti-clockwise. So we'll be starting with Team 6, that is the Mumbai Geeks.
This 1945 picture lays bare an elaborate trickery that was hidden from the world through the efforts of the Secret Service. Whose house in the Hyde Park, New York, was this? Well, you have a Hyde Park in London and you have a Hyde Park in New York. So whose house was it?
All right, so we've got a photo of some sort of a modification to a house. It's an elaborate trickery hidden from the world by the Secret Service. Hyde Park, New York, 1945. You've got a geography, you've got a timeline, and you've got hints galore. The geeks should be able to put it all together and come up with an answer for 200 points. Or they can take a clue.
Okay, I'm saying I'm giving an answer. I'm giving an answer. Okay.
Yes.
Is it Houdini? Houdini.
Okay, concentrated on the bit, on the trickery bit.
It's gone for Harry Houdini. As you said, he used trickery.
Can
as
you
the
give me
buzzword.
a hint?
No,
Okay,
the
okay,
intellects
I
will
was
have to answer it
clearing
without a hint.
Okay, I was just clearing that. Is this Pablo Escobar?
Escobar, they say. Incorrect. Pass it to the Brainiacs.
Franklin D. Roosevelt. So he had polio, so he needed to go on a wheelchair. So I think while to go up the stairs.
An angry hiss from the aces. They knew it, but it's a brilliant answer by the Brainiacs. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, of course, 1945, just before his death. Very, very well worked out answer by the Delhi Brainiacs. Well deserved 100 points. And now it's a direct for the Ahmedabad Intellects. Let's hear from Mr. Chatterjee.
Standing at the center, which current leader of the Liberal Party is seen here beside the casket of his father in 2000?
Someone standing beside the casket of his father in 2000?
Can I take a guess? Justin Trudeau.
He doesn't wait for the clue. He says Justin Trudeau, as easy as that. Canadian flag on display. 200 points snaffled up. All right, for the Brainiacs.
Identify this incomparable lady. The first Asian woman to be elected president of the Oxford Union Debating Society.
So we see the photo of a woman, president of the Oxford Union Debating Society, first Asian woman.
I'd like to take a guess. Is this Benazir Ali Bhutto?
And indeed it is Benazir Bhutto. 2 answers from the Brainiacs in this round. They're doing very well. And it's now a direct for the Kolkata Wizards. Question 4 coming up on your screen via video.
Well, now we come to a very interesting one. Which former DJ and president of the International Union of Socialist Youth from Algeria is the subject of this children's book? The book was named Taking the Lead.
So there's a children's book called Taking the Lead, and you see an illustration on the cover, which former DJ and president of the International Union of Socialist Youth from Aotearoa is the subject of this children's book.
I'll take another.
A clue asked for: the pandemic saw her epic COVID management skills, followed by her re-election.
Yeah, can I double on this one? Yeah, I'll double on this. This is Jacinda Ardern, the Prime Minister of New Zealand.
Once again, the Kolkata Wizards use the double card. Once again, they get it right. For 100 points turned into 200. This is Jacinda Ardern of New Zealand. Good answer there. And now
we come to India. We come to India. You see a former chief minister of an Indian state in his salad days. Who is this?
former Indian chief minister in his salad days.
Fodder Romania conspiracy theory.
Yeah. Do I have a double? Do I have a double available?
He wants to double.
Okay, so I'll double down and I'll say Lalu Prasad Yadav.
Well, he hasn't doubled down, he's doubled up. He says Lalu Prasad Yadav, and he gets the right answer. This is indeed Lalu Prasad Yadav. 400 points in the kitty. The photo was from his salad days. He was, of course, known much more from his unhealthier food, which is the samosa aloo days. This is indeed Lalu Prasad Yadav. And now a direct question to the Bengaluru Aces, the last question of the round.
Who is this at a maths Olympiad in 1971? The name of the place, New Brandenburg. It's called the New Brandenburg Maths Olympiad, the Maths Olympics.
So photograph, the lady encircled by the gray ellipse. Who is this lady seen at
I'll take another guess. Sorry, I'll take another clue.
He's gone for a clue. Her iconic hand gesture, later dubbed the Triangle of Power by English-speaking media, is visible even here. I think he knows it.
He's thinking hard for the name.
And this is vintage Shubhadeep shortcard.
Yeah, we have all been in this. I can totally.
Hinkin.
Oh, he's in agony. He can't get the name. Clutches his forehead. Passes.
Angela Merkel.
And he buries his head, Shubhadeep. This is indeed Angela Merkel. What an unfortunate miss. He's got red in the face. Like I said, characters make up quizzes, and you have to feel for him. He was so close. He knew it. He just stumbled, as it happens, as you said, Shaman. It happens to the best of us at the best and the worst of times. Well, all right. That means we finished 3 of the 4 rounds in the Leaders and Personalities quiz. And the leaders on the scoreboard so far. Let's take a look at the scorecard now. Right at the bottom of the league table, they were before this quiz started, but the Delhi Brainiacs right now in the lead with 550 points. The home team, the Wizards, with 500. The Erudites with 450. In 4th place, the Geeks with 400. The Aces with 350 and the Intellects with 250. So no scores at this point of time are tied, and we're heading into the biggest scoring and the highest pressure round, the 4th round, Shaman 9.
Yes, the 4th and the final one is the final frontier. 6 questions anti-clockwise, 1 direct for each team, and this is a connection round. There's a visual connection, there are some textual hints, This is a differential passing round, exactly as round 2. So the entire scoreboard, as Dhruv shown just a while back, can completely change. The direct question, you get 100 points as usual, but for a pass, you get 100 plus 15 to number of passes. So potentially the sixth person answering in the quiz will get a 350 points up for grabs. Okay, so without further ado, Dhruv, let's take a look at the first question, which will be direct for the Mumbai Gigs.
Right, so the first 2 rounds went clockwise and the last 2 are going anti-clockwise. Mumbai Geeks, your direct question on screen now. If they are the first 4 entries in an exhaustive list, who is the 28th and the latest one? 4 photographs, one of whom is, of course, very easily recognizable.
Just hold on.
Aditya trying to put together an answer.
Pranab
All the teams
Mukherjee.
are thinking.
This is Pranab Mukherjee. It's incorrect. So for 150 points to Meet Shah and the Intellects.
The gamble begins.
Is this Ramnath Kovind?
Ramnath Kovind is wrong. 200 points to the Brainiacs.
Is this Narendra Modi?
Narendra Modi is wrong for 250 to the Wizards.
I'll say Sonia Gandhi. These are all Congress presidents.
Not Sonia Gandhi. 300 points with the erudites now.
Is it Atal Bihari Vajpayee?
Not Vajpayee. 350 points. Aces.
I think he's going the same thing what happened with Markle.
What chap? This is agonizing. It's a terrible place to be in.
Yeah, I couldn't be in Shubhadip's shoes right now. I can totally feel for him.
And yet that's the stuff quizzing is made of. Moments like these, just like the moments of victory. It passes out. Let's take a look at the answer. He was there and he missed Nirmala Sitharaman. Or let's just hope there's nothing valuable or breakable anywhere around him right now. It's getting hotter and harder.
350 points. Can you imagine that? He could have just doubled his score there. That was, of course, R.K. Shanmugam Chetty, Jawaharlal Nehru, John Mathai, and C.D. Deshmukh. All of them have been the finance minister of the country. Now Nirmala Sitharaman is in that position. The next question goes to the intellects.
If these ladies are the first 3 occupants of a certain position, who's the current and the 47th one? You've got a Martha, you've got an Abigail, and you've got another Martha, more famously known as Patsy.
Images from your Me Thinking Hard.
Is this something related to Duchess of Sussex?
He goes for the Duchess of Sussex. Wrong. Passes to Ankur Ghosh.
Is this the Duchess of Cambridge? So that
Duchess
would be
of-
Kate Middleton.
Duchess of Cambridge, he says. Wrong.
I'll say this is Jill Biden. So these are the first ladies, like so, US presidents.
Plus-
This is the vice.
200 points go to the Kolkata Wizards. Dr. Jill Biden, wife of President Joe Biden. Ankur and Meet will be kicking themselves, Shravannoy.
Indeed, and that was Martha Washington, the wife of George Washington, Abigail Adams, John Adams, and Martha Patsy Jefferson Randolph was Thomas Jefferson's wife. Easy picking for Vishal there. The next question goes to Ankur Ghosh, Delhi Brainiac. Dhruv, let's see his connect.
With which lady, born as someone delightful to look at and who did not behave like a woman, can one connect these images?
Is this Kangana Ranaut?
He's gone for a guess at once. It's wrong. It's not Kangana Ranaut. Passes to the Wizards, who can really take it away now.
I'll say Jai Jayalalitha.
And he misses it. It's not Jayalalitha. Passes to the erudites.
Is it Jhansi Ki Rani?
Not Jhansi Ki Rani.
Yeah, my guess is Indira Gandhi.
The aces say Indira Gandhi.
So Indu Sarkar and did not behave like a woman.
Now he's patting himself on the back. This is Indira Gandhi indeed. Let's take a look at how the 4 clues connect to the answer, Shamunai.
Absolutely. That is Shagorika Ghosh, who wrote a book on Indira Gandhi. And then we have Kirti Kulhari, as somebody pointed out, she played Indira Gandhi in Sarkar. You have the Vanar Sena, which was put together by Indira Gandhi during the freedom struggle. And that was, of course, Habib Ahmed, very closely linked to the Nehru Gandhi family. Okay, so that was it. 250 points to Shubhadeep, a very important 250 points, if I may say.
Third question to the Wizards. Continuing with the theme of the previous question, who comes next? Vishwanath, the 7th, Pamula Bharathi, the 9th, Haradanahalli, the 11th. So who's the 13th? You have to feel that the quiz is going to be decided in this half now. It favors these 3 teams.
Of course, we have 3 questions to go.
Just a minute.
Visha, I'm trying to put together an answer.
I'll say, yeah, okay. So I'll say Manmohan. So these are the names of prime ministers like P.V. Narasimha Rao, H.D. Devegowda, Vishwanath Pratap Singh, and Manmohan Singh. So
he's almost there, but that's good enough. These are the first names of the prime ministers, of course. Precious 100 points that takes him to 800. And now the contest you have to feel is between the aces and the wizards, Shamunai.
Absolutely. Can you imagine that? So, okay, that was, of course, VP Singh, Vishwanath Pratap Singh, PV Narasimha Rao, P stands for Pamula Parthi, H.D. Devegowda, H stands for Haradanahalli, and Manmohan Singh, as rightly pointed out by Visha. Last 2 questions to go, and things have really heated up a bit. I think we'll take a look at the scoreboard with 2 questions to go.
All right. Right now, the intellects are at 250 points. At 400, the Mumbai geeks. At 450 are the erudites. At 550 are the brainiacs. But it looks like it's going to come down to a battle between the aces, who are at 600, and the current leaders, the wizards, at 800. However, it's the last 2 questions. And as we saw in the second quiz, which was the history and heritage quiz, a lot can happen in the last 2 questions. For now, it's time for the penultimate question of the Leaders and Personalities quiz. Lots and lots of pressure. You're going to see a lot of excitement. You're going to see a lot of craned necks. And it's time to see what is in store for Sagar Agarwal and the Chennai erudites on screen now. Which vocation connects these real and fictional personalities? Eratosthenes, Jorge Luis Borges, Batgirl, and Mao Zedong.
Across generations, across real life and fictional.
Could you tell me what do you mean by vocation?
It's clarifying. Vocation, of course, means an occupation, some sort of a profession.
Chef.
Chef is wrong. Passes to the aces.
Librarian.
Would you believe it? It's actually coming down to the wire. 150 points to the Bengaluru Aces. They were all librarians. And that means that the Aces are just 50 points away from the Wizards. And it is going to be their direct, Shamunai.
Absolutely. What a major turnaround. That was, of course, Eratosthenes was a librarian at the Library of Alexandria. Borges was at the Library of Buenos Aires. Batgirl was at the Gotham City Public Library. And Mao Zedong once was a librarian at the Peking University. The last and final question of the quiz, down to the wire. Let's take a look at Shubhadeep's direct.
What kind of facility do all these spiritual figures lend their names to? Someone in Ladakh, someone in Chhattisgarh, and someone in Punjab.
Yeah, can I answer? Yeah, airports.
Wow.
I go facility. I went with facility. That's all.
He's praying. He's praying. Is it airports? It is airports. And look at him. He kicks, punches. Oh, you have to love moments like these. What an answer. 100 points. And he leapfrogs the Kolkata Wizards and gets into top spot with 850 points. Or you have to say, Shobana, we've seen a couple of close encounters, but just purely for his reaction and for the energy and the enthusiasm he's brought, this has got to be the moment of the Battle of the Youth so far.
Absolutely. Okay, what a show did we just witness here. The final scores, Dhruv, please do the honors.
All right, let's take a look at the final scores. With 250 points, you've got the Ahmedabad Intellects. With 400, the Mumbai Geeks. The Erudites, sandwiched between the two back and forth players in the last part of the last round. Erudites, 450. The Brainiacs did very well in the third round, but the end with 550. The Kolkata Wizards, so close to winning with 800 points, sitting almost comfortably at one point. But it took those last two questions. A fantastic performance by the Bengaluru Aces, who win today's quiz with 850 points. My goodness, can you believe the fact, Shamunai, that we're not even halfway through this tournament, and already look at the points. Each of these teams is going to take an exclusive number of points away from today's quiz. 1 point for the Ahmedabad Intellects, 2 points for the Geeks, 3 points for the Chennai Erudites, 4 points for the Brainiacs, 5 points for the Wizards, and the Aces take 6 points. What does that mean for the overall tally in the points table, Shamunai? Let's take a look.
Yes, absolutely. Bengaluru Aces would be very happy with how they are suitably positioned at 23 points. The total score is 2,750. They are followed by the Kolkata Wizards on 15. That is quite a gap, if I may say, but the rest, my goodness, they're literally on each other's shoulders. Ahmedabad Intellects on 14, Chennai Erudites on 13, Delhi Brainiacs on 11, and Mumbai Geeks on 11 too. Okay, so Delhi kind of moved the step ahead, replacing Mumbai Geeks, and they are currently in the 5th position. Delhi Brainiacs will be happy with how they kind of perform, because they have moved the step ahead, and so has the Kolkata Wizards, currently at the 2nd position. And what a thrilling battle we just witnessed. 4 quizzes down, 8 to go. Dhruv, what a fantastic ProQuizzin League battle of the youth we are having here.
Yes, right now the Bengaluru Aces will be very proud of their effort over the 4 quizzes. But of course, like we said, it's just 4 quizzes down. You could have the Geeks leading the points table in no time at all. Anything could happen. It's been so fast, it's been so furious, it's been so edge of the seat. I think what we can do is, for the 5th quiz, we could go a little calmer, a little quieter. Why not have a quiz on nature and wildlife? But of course, there's no guarantee that that quiz is going to go any slower or any more peaceful. If morning shows the day, we're in for a very, very, very hot afternoon. Shamunai Banerjee and Dhruv Mukherjee are signing off from the ProQuizzin League Battle of the Youth. We'll see you next time for the Nature and Wildlife Quiz. Take care, stay safe everyone.